Welcome back to another colorful Keto with Dory. So we're listening to my favorite chicken nugget song for a reason. So we're gonna meet Keto Steve today, and here's a funny. I met Keto Steve over chicken nuggets. He saw my chicken nugget video and we bonded over YouTube, and you guys get to meet him for the very first time with me. I'm so excited. Now, if you guys have not seen his YouTube videos, you absolutely have got to, because I adore him and he's fabulous. So if you guys don't follow Keto Steve on Instagram yet, follow him up. We're going to hang out tonight. We're going to talk about the fun side of keto, because it doesn't have to be boring. Yay, not boring. Yeah, I do boring all the time, right? This is how Dory does. Dory does all the boring. So as soon as Keto Steve hops on, we're going to get on together. We're going to talk about some of our favorite, fun, exciting dishes and how to make going keto easy peasy. 1, 2, 3. So let's see if he's in here yet. I don't see him just yet. It's not showing me anybody viewing just yet. But I see Misty is here, and all my ladies on Facebook are showing up. Keto Steve! Yay! Oh, I'm so excited, guys. And I love it when you get to meet people for the first time with me. I love it! This is your favorite song. Chicken nuggets, dude!
Hello.
How was your night?
Good. How are you? I see you jamming over there, though.
I'm jamming out. I told them we met over chicken nuggets, so we had to play the chicken nuggets song.
Okay. It's only fitting.
It's only fitting. So, first, Steve, why don't you introduce yourself to my people? Because I know your awesomeness, but not all of them do just yet.
Sure. So, 25-year-old kid living in LA, living the dream, and been keto for about 2 years now, and, just kind of been, doing the blog stuff and recipes and all that with what I've kind of been doing. And when I first started, I lost like 20 to 30 pounds in the first 2 months.
Nice.
So yeah, just kind of been slamming and jamming and hanging out on Instagram with peeps like you guys. So yeah, that's my story.
I love it. So I see you lots on Instagram, but you're new on YouTube. So give us kind of a touch base. What do you do on your channel? What are people going to find when they go and subscribe to you tonight? Because I promise they're going to wanna.
Yeah, so that's a lot of basically the recipe videos, but since Instagram is making things longer, so now it's longer than 60 seconds, it's like now you get to watch 2 to 3 to 4, 5 minutes worth of recipe videos, so everything's kind of a little bit longer, and it's just kind of me being my weird, old, dorky, goofy self.
And you know what? That's what I love the best. If you guys haven't seen his videos, I love the kids show feel to them. Like, I respond very well to that. I loved the cloud eggs. It's my favorite. Diana watched the video tonight, and she's like, oh, that's so cool, Dory.
Yeah, that was a fun one. I actually had to travel a little bit, so I actually had to go up to, like, the mountains, so to speak, like up in the hiking area to get that shot in the beginning of like me looking at clouds. And I was like, when I got up there, I'm thinking, okay, there's gonna be clouds because obviously this is LA. There's always clouds here. But then I get up there and I'm like, oh,
there's no clouds.
It's overcast. This is great. Okay, I'm just gonna act like there's clouds, but really there aren't any clouds.
Well, see, and we have to be super smooth and just roll with that, right? Like, disasters happen.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's like, gotta roll with the punches. It's like, especially with recipe videos, it's like I make a recipe video and I might drop something in the bowl and it makes a huge mess, but it's like, oh, well, I'm the only one that saw that. No one else saw that, so that's definitely not going to make the cut.
I think I'm going to invest some time in making videos as opposed to lives, because I'm not going to lie, I do my recipes live, and then I'm like, oh, look, messy Dory, so smooth.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it, of like when you actually shoot it too, it's like you can pick what you want in, what you don't want in the final cut. So it's like no one is ever going to see that mess you made. That's like, oh, I made a mess.
And I do it like I let my people watch me make the mess, and then I cut that into the video. So if you ever watch my recipe videos, they're pieces of the live disasters. Just cause.
That's cool because it makes it relatable. Because it's like when you're making it, it's like it's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a disaster, and it's not gonna, it doesn't have to look pretty. It's just like, you know what? It tastes good. That's it.
And you know what? Some days the disasters are the best. One day I decided I was making myself faux yogurt, whatever. I make it out of sour cream. But I went to make myself yogurt and I literally hit the bowl, splattered everywhere, my whole kitchen, everywhere. It was a disaster. And after I cleaned it, I thought, you know what? I'm making a bowl and it's going to be the prettiest bowl you ever saw. And it was unicorn. It was sparkle. It was beautiful. I was like, I have to clean up an hour for that. It's going to be worth it. Worth it.
There you go. That was a minor setback for an extreme major comeback.
Right? So that's what I want to talk to you about tonight. So for the people who are watching who are just brand new to keto, who are in this idea of, okay, I already hate it. I already can't have anything. This is the most boring food I've ever seen in my life. I get to have no fun. What's the first thing you would tell them, Keto Steve?
I would say au contraire, mademoiselle.
Oh, I love it.
Because it's the creativity, it's the fun. Definitely when you think of diet, it's like it's restrictive. I'm not gonna be able to do things on it. When in reality, it's like you see people making pizza. It's like, wait a minute, I can have pizza. It's like, well, yeah, if you get creative with it and let your mind kind of go to those depths of where I want to be able to make something that's different, because it's not the traditional lifestyle and diet. It's different in the fact that you have the control and the creativity to make things that are going to be a little more out of the box, a little more different compared to the regular stuff that you make. So definitely being able to get creative and push yourself to boundaries. It's like don't just try and if you want to be basic, but it's like if you want to have some fun, get creative and make something that's going to be really good and tastes great, then, by all means go for it, because, the world is your oyster on this lifestyle.
Well, and I find there's two equal schools of thought, Steve. There are people who are like, you know what, I just need to do the basics. I need to get through. So for week 1, week 2, I'm just going to eat meat and veggies, add my fat, because I know that. And then there are people like me, and I'm like, okay, I'm starting something new. This gotta be good. Like, girl. And I started right away just researching recipes, and they don't have to be complicated. So you tell us, what's your favorite easy peasy 5-minute recipe?
5-minute recipe. Let's see. I mean, if you want just like a quick hit of like for a treat, a mousse is always a great thing to do. Just like a blueberry or raspberry strawberry mousse. It's so easy. Heavy cream, whatever berry you want, and then blend it in the blender. Throw it in the little bowl, you're done. Like, that's your little treat. Or if, like, you want to, get a little more fancy, if you want to make some, garlic cheese chips or something like that, it's going to be, a little bit longer in terms of, the time it's going to take to make it. But, it's definitely worth it when you make it, because it's like, it'll last you a while. Because you can eat, 5 or 6 of those and be full instantly, because, it's the fat. So it's going to be making you a lot, hungrier, less quicker. Or, if you want to do something for breakfast, you can do, like, a frittata. You can do little ham egg cups. It's like things that are portable. I think is definitely what I try and strive to do, because if it's portability, it's like, if you're a full-time mom, you're on the go all the time. It's like you want to be able to eat something that's going to be easy to use, especially for your kids, because the kids are going to be like, I want something easy, Mom. Like, I don't want to, have something that's going to be a little more complicated, because, time is valuable when you have a busy life.
Oh, yes. So let's talk about that, Steve. What do you like for kid recipes? Because you know what? I get a lot of, and not shocking because I do all the crazy stuff, but requests for kid recipes. What's your number one request from the kids? What are kids looking for these days?
I think the kids are looking for portability, and obviously the kids have the sweet tooth, right? So the kids want something that's going to be sweet, and they want something that's going to be, satisfy those cravings. So when it comes to the sweet stuff, I mean, you can make cookies, but like, I definitely try and like say, that's for when you've gotten to that point in keto where it's like, I can control the food, not the food's controlling me, or I'm in maintenance mode where it's like, I'm not really necessarily losing any more weight, and, I can kind of reintroduce those old things. But in terms of the kids, I would definitely suggest, things like the mousse, cookies if they want. But, definitely I would steer them more towards, like, the breakfast things. Like, handmade cups are a great thing to use because it's portable. Put it in your hand. Or, like, a frittata. Or even just, like, like a yogurt bowl. You can do, like, a yogurt, yogurt nut blueberry bowl, something like that. So definitely something that's easy.
Well, and add a little bit of color. Add a little bit of sparkle. Add a little bit of fun. and it makes all the difference. Now, for me, I make the basic recipes, some of the easy, quick ones, like mug cake, pepperoni chips in the microwave, easy peasy stuff. But I want to show you guys just a quick idea of that you can take a basic and make it something more interesting. So this is just, see if I can turn it so you guys can see. I don't know if I can or not. This is just a basic fathead dough pizza. But when I made it, I don't know if I can turn it so yeah, you can't see. You'll have to look on my feed. I did a rainbow pizza for kids. So when I did the fathead crust, I added food color to it. And then I cut up bits of radish and I added them in the food color. So it was a really funky neon kids individual pizza. And lunch stuff for kids. If you guys need lunch stuff, I did a really fun video with my nephews where we packed their lunch for Monday to Friday. So go check that one out too on YouTube. Now, what is your favorite video of yours? Because I know my favorite video of yours, but what's your favorite video that you made?
Oh gosh, let me think. I mean, I enjoyed the Kuna Frittata, but the back end work on that one was no joke. Like, you do not want to know how long it took me to shoot that and edit that. You do not want to know. It was like a project to say the least. But I think my favorite one's probably is that keto, because that was just weird. Like, I didn't know what I was doing there. Just wanted to just totally poke fun at all of it. It's like, because everybody's always asking that, is that keto? Is that keto? Is that keto? And so I'm like, okay, how about I just take some random things you see in your kitchen and be like, oh, is this keto? Is this keto? It's like, so that was just a lot of fun.
I died. I love that one. If you guys haven't seen, scissors are totally keto. I'm going to put that out there and say all day long, you can have them scissors and they're keto. They might even be low carb, just saying.
There you go.
So that's another question I have for you. Do people ask you a lot about the difference between low carb and keto? And what is the difference between low carb and keto?
That's a good question. I've seen many a YouTube video on the low carb versus the keto. Surprisingly, not a lot of whole people have asked me about that, to be honest. But I think just because, they're like, the best way I can kind of describe it is they're related, but they're not like, genealogy-wise, like 95% related. So, like, say they're maybe like a cousin. They're not like brother, sister, or, husband, wife, but like they're related in the sense that they're kind of like, in the same kind of group tree, so to speak. But I think that what makes them different is the way that people do them, obviously, because people might have different portions of low carb or keto that they kind of have morphed into each other to make what works best for them. And that's definitely what I would suggest for someone. It's like there might be something from the low carb diet that you like, and then there's something from maybe vegan you like, or paleo or keto, and then be able to take different portions of all of those and then be able to put it together to be able to find what works for you.
1,000,000%. I agree. I think there's not one single way to keto, and the key is to find what works for you. Eliminate ingredients that bother you. Bring in an abundance of ingredients that don't bother you. So if you notice you have issues with seeds and nuts and, nightshade vegetables, just don't have them. Let go of the guilt of what everyone says you have to eat and just start to have fun. So on the fun note, what's your favorite fun quick meal or snack? If you're having a gloomy day and you're like, I need some fun food, what's Steve's go-to?
Fun food. Let's see. I'm pretty boring, to be honest. Like, it might look like it's fun on the front, but on the back end, it's really boring. Like, it's basic. But if I were to pick a fun recipe to do, let's see. I mean, I just made guac the other day, so that's kind of fun.
Oh, yes.
It's summertime. I had all the ingredients in the fridge. I got onions, I got my cilantro, I got my limes, my lemons. So I was like, might as well just throw some guac together. So that's definitely a fun one, I'd find, just because, it's a little more engaging with like the smashing. I actually get to like do something with my hands, not just like, okay, put it in the oven and we're done. All right, well, okay, now we get to interact with it.
Yay, I love it. And my favorite go-to, and I think it partly could be because I'm a lady, but I'll tell you what, when Shark Week comes poking around, mug cake. Mug cake. I love me a mug cake, and I will say that I think my ladies must love mug cake too, because my mug cake is my most viewed piece of anything on any of my social media. They love the cake. So we here we dance and we eat cake.
There you go. Let them eat cake. As long as it's mug cake. Only mug cake.
Let them eat keto mug cake. So fun. So I'm curious what you have up and coming in the next couple of weeks that we need to watch out for, and where's all the places we can find you, Steve?
Yeah, so coming up, I actually just finished editing my Instagram live I did with Christina the other day, so that's going to be going up on Instagram TV in the next few hours. So
yes.
That will be going up there. So I'll be posting all like the Instagram lives that we do every week on those as well, and then have like little graphics so people can kind of follow along. And I'll put time codes, so it's like if you're just looking for one specific question, it's like, all right, go to 4442. Okay, so go to 4442 video, you're done. So that's going on Instagram TV. YouTube's ramping up. I'm kind of transitioning from the Instagram stuff to the YouTube stuff. So basically, you know, all the recipe videos you see on Instagram, I'll be posting them on YouTube because it's the longer format, and definitely it'll be a better opportunity for people to just watch it. Because, you know, for me personally, if I have time to kill, it's like I don't want to just sit here for 60 seconds. Like, let me just sit here for a few minutes and then get lost and go down the rabbit hole and watch all the videos if I want. So that's going up on YouTube, and then I think that's just about it. But you can find me on Instagram. So Instagram here at @Steve.
Okay.
On YouTube at just Keto Steve. Then on my website as well as at theketosteve.com.
And is that where we find your blog? Because I'm not going to lie, Dory doesn't really understand blogging. It's a super cool word, and lots of people do it. But I don't think I understand where you go to find blogs. So could you explain to my people if they want to, is it a read, watch blog? How does it work, and where do they find it?
Yeah, so the blog essentially, I guess, is the website. So the website will basically be the hub, so to speak, where you can see all the recipes that I post on my Instagram. So you'll see the picture and then the recipe as well. It's like listed in like an actual format of ingredients and instructions. And then that also has links to my YouTube channel. So you'll be able to click on the YouTube videos and then go to my YouTube channel, or you can watch them on the website if you want. And then also I have, I think, a blog section of my website where it's just like reading too, like long form stuff. If you're like kind of first starting out, you want to have some like tips and tricks you want to read. So I think that's on there as well. And then I think that's about it. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Now I've swiped away my Facebook comments so that they don't get in the recording. So I'm just going to quick check Facebook and see if anybody has any questions for you really quick, because I don't want to miss any if anybody has any questions that they wanted to ask you. And then while we're doing that, I want you to think of your favorite number for me, Steve, because we got a secret awesome giveaway for this live. We got a really wicked sponsor who's going to give away a prize pack. So I need you to think of a special secret lucky number.
Okay. Thinking in my head, running through the numbers.
You think this is the most boring food I've ever...
Okay.
Is it a number between 1 and 50, 1 and 100, 1 and 200?
Let's do between 1 and 100. And it can be anything you like, between 1 and 100.
Gotcha. Okay.
Secret lucky.
All right. Number. So many numbers.
I know, right? I'm like, I have lots of favorite numbers, Steve. What's your favorite number?
It's like colors, like picking colors. Like, can I pick the rainbow? It's like,
I know. Well, and I have all these to keep straight because I did a Jimmy Moore live, and we actually ended up with 2 giveaways. So Jimmy Moore gave a copy of his book, The Cholesterol Code, and we have an Alterna Sweets giveaway. You're getting one from Further Foods. And then I have one later from Ultima. So I'm like, oh no, somebody's got to help me. You got to pick the number. I can't pick everything, Steve.
Right, there you go. It's a two-way street.
That's right. Work with me.
There you go. All right, let's see. I think I got the number.
Okay.
We'll see if it's Melissa's favorite number, though. She wants me to pick her favorite number.
Okay. So you lay it on us. What's our lucky number between 1 and... Actually, you know what? Message me the lucky number. Because you know what I'm going to do? We're going to get everybody to subscribe to you and to me if they don't on YouTube. Comment on this video, because I'm going to say about 10 minutes after it's done, it'll go up on YouTube. You message me the lucky number, and when I do my last live at 7 p.m. Mountain, I'll reveal your lucky number and the winner. How's that?
Perfect. 2 thumbs up.
Awesome. So if you guys want to check what we're doing for the giveaway, it's a full-size collagen and a turmeric. Keto for health, baby. Keto for health. So on that note, I would say, what is your favorite healthy hack for keto? What's your one thing that you would say, if you're only going to get rid of one thing today, Dory, make sure you cut this out of your life?
One thing to cut from keto. Let's see. I would just say, you know what? I'd say bread. And I know that's a tough one to cut out because everybody loves bread. You put it on the burgers, you put it on the sandwiches, you have it in the salads, like croutons, but it's like, if you could cut one thing out, I would say cut out the bread because that's excess carbs. So protein-style burgers and protein-style sandwiches, and then 86 the croutons on your salads, and you should be golden. But, by all means, no, it's a process. Like, in the beginning, when you cut it out, your body's going to be like, I want the bread. It's like, no, you think you want the bread, you just do not need the bread. So definitely mind over matter. And, I tell people all the time, it's a process. Trust it. Let it ride, because you're going to reap what you sow later on when, you're in the farm and you're like, oh, look, I got this now.
I got it. So I want to talk about, before we finish off, because I think we got about 10 minutes left, I want to talk to you about the aha moment. And what I mean by that is, when I first started keto, I started going down my list of can't haves. I'm never going to have pizza. I'm never going to have pie. I'm never going to have ice cream. I'm never going to have chocolate. I'm never going to have. And I was really sad about the things that I wouldn't have. Until one day, it was like a light bulb went off in my head. And I went, oh, you can have anything you want, Dory. Make a version of it. So I'm curious what your moment was. When did it get easy for you, and when did your keto life change? Because it's always hard in the beginning for all of us, I promise.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess my aha moment was probably, when I started making, I built my website, because the website hadn't come until later on. So when people were asking me for recipes, I thought, maybe I need to get serious about this, because I was kind of just, doing a little kind of basically lazy keto in the beginning. I was like, all right, so cut out the carbs, cut out the sugar, but it's like, no, if I actually want to get serious about this, don't get serious about it just for me, but for other people who want to be able to take it seriously as well, because, if they're trying to get to a goal, whether it be better health or weight loss, it's like they should be able to get there, not only with my help, but on their own as well if they want to get there. So being able to, take things seriously and, understand that, like you said, you can't have these things, but it's like you have to get creative. It's like, if they're, say that there's, a mouse in a maze and there's a cheese in there's an eye, on the side of the maze, I can't tell, cheese on the other side of the maze, that mouse is going to figure out a way to get to the cheese, at all costs, if, his life depended on it. He's going to get there, eventually. It's going to take some time, but he will get there. So it's like, having the willpower and the fortitude to understand that's like, if I really want pizza, it's like, I'm going to get creative. I'm going to Google keto pizza. I'm going to Google fathead dough. I'm going to Google cauliflower crust. And you're going to figure out a way to satisfy that craving if it's strong enough.
I agree 1,000,000%. And I believe that, truthfully, I have yet to find something I couldn't make a version of. And that was my aha moment. The very first thing that I saw that I wanted that I could not find, that cappuccino, the sparkle cappuccino video was rolling around Facebook, and I was like, I must have it. I must. But I was only about 6 months keto, so I started Googling sparkle bulletproof coffee, and I could find nothing. And it was a gloomy, miserable Friday, and I thought to myself, you know what, I can. I ran in my house. I was wearing my house coat, Steve. I decided I was making the very first ever white chocolate unicorn sparkle bulletproof coffee. I was doing it. I created it in my head. I was making it. So I started, and I hit the time-lapse video, because I'm like, everybody doesn't need to watch me make whipping cream, for 10 minutes. At the end of the video, I run downstairs to my 20-year-old son, which makes me feel old when you say you're 25, BTW, just saying. And I was like, oh my God, dude, I made the best video about coffee ever. And he's like, no, you made 4 separate videos? Because it wasn't a time delay. And I'm like, oh, so the little box that says time delay doesn't mean it just does that? No. Okay, so I came home that night and I remade it, and thank goodness, because I don't think I want that video to be in my house coat, but that was it. That was the very first thing that I created on my own that made me go, I'm the most creative person ever. I can do it. And it was silly. It's a sparkly coffee, but I kid you not. I'm the most proud of my sparkle coffee. And when I say, hi, I'm Dory. I created the first ever sparkle bulletproof coffee. I know how people look at me, but I don't care.
Yeah, there you go. You put a name to it. You're like, you know what? I did that. That's my baby, and it's always going to be my baby, and no one can take that away from me.
Right? I did it. I put sparkle on coffee before anyone. What do you know? You don't know.
What have you done lately? I've had sparkle coffee.
Right? What do you do for a living? I put sparkle on things. Just saying, have goals.
There you go. What a life. What a lifestyle that would be to get paid to put sparkle on coffee.
Well, one day I'll get paid, Steve. Right now I just do it for fun. Out of the goodness of my heart. But one day, one day, I'll tell you what. So on that note, I want to leave you closing thought. What's your takeaway? If you're just starting keto and someone says, hey, Steve, tell me about this keto. What is the one thing you would share with somebody?
I'm going to be straight and be blunt. It's not easy. You're going to go through challenges. It's going to be a roller coaster ride, to say the least. But if you stick with it and stay consistent and trust the process, because your body is going to be going through some serious changes by no stretch of the imagination. I usually tell people, think of your body like a car, okay? And you're essentially getting an oil change for your car. And when you go get an oil change, it takes like forever. Like it's a day long, if not 2 day long experience. And it takes time to flush out all that bad oil and put in some high quality, really good oil that's going to be circulate through your body. It's going to get in the car, and then eventually it's going to run to a level that you never thought possible. So sticking with it and trusting the process and allowing your body to run its course and to give it the fuel that it needs to succeed. Because when you get to that point where you're full blown keto, fat adapted, and everything, you're going to be like, wow, what was I ever doing before this? Like, why didn't I find this earlier on in my life? But it's like, better late than never is what I always say. So to be able to find it and stick with it, because when that happens, you have all this great success and you want to share it with everybody else. It's like, I want to share my journey with this person, and travel the world and have books and have, videos and tell everybody about it. So it's definitely contagious when you have that success and you want to share it with others, because I think, everybody deserves to be able to learn about keto, because, it's something that's amazing and incredible and life-changing, to say the least.
And my takeaway is share, guys, if you want to share. Don't let anything limit you. If you're 19 or you're 20, it doesn't matter. You're 25 like Steve. I didn't find keto until I was 42 years old. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're 7 and you know how to make keto foods and you want to make a video about it to share with your friends, do it. Do it. Share it, live it. This is how we spread the word, by showing people how we do, how we live, and how we share.
Absolutely. And for all we know, it could be just planting a seed. You might be planting a seed, and you may not be able to see that seed bloom into a tree one day, but that might not be your job to just plant the seed. And someone else might come along and water it. Someone else might come along and tend to it. Whereas, you may never see that flower bloom or turn into that tree, but, it's definitely, starting something.
I love it. So what we're going to do, guys, is as soon as this video is done, I'm going to add the link to Steve's YouTube channel, to my YouTube channel, and I'm going to load this video up to YouTube. Now, on my YouTube is where you want to comment that you followed us, and Steve's going to message me his super secret number, and I'm going to reveal that at 7 p.m. Mountain tonight. Yay! Woo-woo! So, thank you so much for joining us, Steve. It is amazing, and I hope we get to hang out again soon, because you totally rock, dude. Just putting it out there.
I try my best.
Awesome. You take care. I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to dance my people out, and I'll see them back here in a half an hour.
All
Bye,
right,
Steve.
Thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes. We love you, Keto Steve.
All right.
See you next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.
And then we get to dance. And I'll see you guys back here in a half an hour with Dr. Ken Berry, and we're going to talk Keto 101. Getting started, the nitty-gritty, and the basics. And remember, in about 10 minutes, it's going to be loaded up on YouTube, and you can start entering to win our awesome prize pack. Have a great night, guys. See you in a half an hour.